Hello and welcome to the 5-minute tip of the week. First of all, my Facebook avatar would like to say hi as well. Hello. Unless you are part of the fortunate 5% of Americans not on Facebook, you know that Facebook avatars took the social media world by storm the last 2 weeks, and mine wanted to say hi to all of you. You know you've been quarantined way too long when mature adults are designing their cartoon selves. And I will have to say, 90% of us, including me, enhanced our avatar to be more good looking, slimmer, and better eye color than reality. But hey, it's our avatar, right? All right, let's get started. This week's 5-minute tip is once again a continuation in our 4-part series entitled Filling Seats in Your Classrooms. Part 1 discussed dealing with millennial parents, and Part 2, we discussed how important your admissions person is to the school's enrollment. And today in Part 3, we discuss a few practical ways to keep current students and attract new ones. This will be a minute or two over that 5-minute mark, but there is so much to talk about. I know I'm speaking to many well-experienced school admins who have great ideas, but I'm a firm believer in exchanging ideas with contemporaries as we all strive for excellence in our places of work and ministry. So please don't take my chats as talking down to anyone, but instead of just exchanging of ideas. And if you have any ideas for me that I'm not mentioning, please feel free to share them with me. I love keeping ideas on file for my own use or exchange later. So what are a few simple things that schools can do to keep and attract students right now? Number 1, invest 3 to 8% of your budget into marketing. Maybe start small at that 3% mark and let it grow by a percentage each year up to that 8% mark. This can be used for professional handouts for new students, videos on your website, Facebook ads, mailers, local magazine ads, billboards, and or Chamber of Commerce memberships. By the way, getting involved in your local chamber is huge. Your presence at their events gives your school relevance. You're a part of your community. Try it for a year and see what happens. Also within that 3 to 8% budget, there might be a parent or a recent college grad who studied marketing that you could get involved very inexpensively. It's a great way to get advisement and consultation without spending big bucks. Number 2, I think the most important thing a school must have is a nice, clean, professional, and useful website. First thing I look at, and probably you too as well, is a website. A doctor, a lawyer, a travel agency, a school, a college, any type of business, the website's key. I'll do another 5-minute tip on the specifics of a good school website at a later date, so stay tuned for that. And if you need advice or tips, feel free to reach out to me anytime. I'd love to be a help to you. Number 3, find a niche, or niche, if you're into that pronunciation, and let people know it. Is it biblical worldview education, family atmosphere, high-level academics, excellent music program, competitive athletics, community-focused, cutting-edge technology, or even school uniforms from the 1800s? Whatever floats your boat, do it and do it well, and let people know that you're doing it. Of course, most schools want to do as many of those things as possible well, and you should strive for that, but it is helpful to know who you are so you can let others know as well. Number 4, hire teachers who care. Seems simple, right? It's not. It is far from simple. There are too many people working in Christian schools today who act like they ate lemon heads and sauerkraut for breakfast every single day. They are grumpy, mean, unforgiving, and appear that they dislike children. Get rid of them immediately, and your re-enrollment numbers will jump immediately. I'm serious. To me, the number 1 reason schools do not retain their current enrollment is bad staff, both academically in the classroom, lax in handbook enforcement, and others who just don't know how to relate to kids well. Hire well, and unfortunately, fire when needed. To go along with that, number 5, get your staff on the right seat on the proverbial bus. You may have a secretary or receptionist who should not be the first face people see when they enter your building or hear on the phone. You may have an admissions director who is unhelpful or unwilling to go the extra mile to help new families. You may have a development director who's bad at raising money. You may have a teacher who is, as we already said, grumpy and unrelatable to kids, or you may have a principal who hates conflict. That doesn't work. They are all in the wrong seat on the bus. Find the right seat, or have them ride a different bus across town. Number 6, make retention someone's job and talk with teachers about it. Have someone keep track of retention percentages each year. It should be between 92-95% retention each year. That's really good. Between 88 and 92% is above average, with 85 to 87 being lower average. Anything under 85, 80 to 85 is not good. By the way, this does not include your 12th grade graduates or 8th or 5th grade graduates, whatever your final grade level is at your school. If you are having to replace 15 to 25% of your enrollment each year, it is very difficult, if not impossible, to grow. Let your teachers know of your re-enrollment expectations for his or her grade level and work together to develop a plan on how to keep all of them in the fold from year to year. Number 7, get your online reviews in order. You cannot control the craziness of the internet and cannot silence that loudmouth critic. Every place of business, including schools, have disgruntled constituents. What you can control is the positive reviews that people put on greatschools.com, privateschoolreview.com, or niche.com. Beg, plead, or bribe, or elegantly implore your moms and dads and alumni to leave positive reviews. When you get enough good ones, it silences the few bad ones that you have. Number 8, very simple, do things right, do things well. You won't hit the 10 mark in everything that you do, and quite frankly, parents understand that. But do as many things as possible in a top quality fashion. Be clean, orderly, academically challenging, have a decent, well-run sports and music programs. Have your communications well thought out and put on various programs that your students and parents can be proud of. Again, you have to work with what you have, and I understand that, and everyone else understands that, but within what you have, do well, be quality. Number 9, be sure to have a customer service mindset. What does that look like? It starts with simply being kind and compassionate to the students and even their parents. Be as accommodating as possible without lowering your expectations or harming who you are as a school. Develop a family atmosphere and have an open ear to constructive criticism. Makes a big difference. Later on in the year, I hope to have a guest join me for a 5-minute tip that specializes in this concept. And finally, number 10, financially take what you can get. What do I mean by that? Well, would it be better for the school to get $2,000 or $0? If you already have the teacher in place and the space in that classroom, doesn't it make sense to have a family make a proposal of what they can afford and work a deal out with them? I know that not everyone agrees with me on this one, and that's fine. But for me, I'd rather have 1, 2, or 3,000 than 0. On a side note, for schools who are using FACS tuition management for their tuition collection, use the FACS financial assessment component. It costs the family $35 to have their situation assessed by an unbiased third party, and it will give the school back the amount that the family can legitimately pay. It really does work well. I've used it personally. I hope this gave you a few practical reminders of what schools can do to retain and attract students, whether you're in a pandemic or life is back to normal, whatever normal is. If I can ever be a help to you, please contact me anytime. I'd love to be a help. Thank you so much.